Ladies, stop following the rules of patriarchy within these modern relationships. You lose both ways. Women continue to follow these kind of traditional rules without even realizing where they came from, and they just suffer so much for no reason. One I see commonly is women moving for a man no matter who is who in the relationship. I heard through the grapevine about a woman who had an offer to be a professor at an Ivy, but followed her husband to some no-name school in Arizona. What the fudge? And it wasn't even like an equivalent position. It wasn't even like, okay, they're both professors. She had the education. She was going to bring in the big bucks and whatnot. But because women follow men in tradition, she followed his dumbass out to Arizona. Traditionally, the whole idea of the woman following her spouse, the whole idea of a trailing spouse was because the kins were the breadwinners. So it made sense back then. Yeah, you follow the person who's supporting the household. So if we're going by that logic, he needs to be following her, which is also why y'all need to stop marrying down. Then you won't have these problems. But it's like the essence of patriarchy has evaporated, but the form remains. You all remain faithful to a form that does not serve you, so you end up doing double duty. It's ridiculous. Of course, the most prevalent place where we see this is the whole idea of domestic work. The kins think that they are entitled to a beautiful home that they never have to clean, meals hot on the table, the big piece of chicken, the woman serving on bended knee. And it's like, I don't agree with any of that. But under the essence of patriarchy, the way that it existed before was he was bringing on all the financial resources. That's no longer the case. So why would you be entitled to that same level of service? You're not. Relationships and marriage are not Chinese food, baby. You cannot have some from column A and some from column B. You can only pick one team and play. You cannot have a modern marriage when it comes to the finances and expect her to split the bills, expect her to work hard and whatnot, and then under the guise of I'm a provider, expect a domestic slave. Where is her domestic labor bearer? Okay, where is her relief? Where is the person who's going to take the second shift for her? She's doing the exact same amount of work you are at her job, possibly more if she has a more responsible position and makes more money. So why should she all of a sudden morph into Molly Maid when she gets home off the auspices of tradition and patriarchy? She shouldn't. And when I say she, I mean you, ladies. Stop doing this nonsense. But let me add the caveat that even if he is providing 100%, that doesn't mean that you suddenly are less of a person, less worthy in the relationship, or everything gets to go his way. You're still an equal partner, deserving of respect, consideration, and an equal voice, okay? But real men with money aren't worried about nickel and diming you anyway. So like and follow for more.
Welcome to Seen and Heard podcast, where everyone should be seen and heard. And my guest and co-host Chrissy, guest Trisha. Welcome, Trisha.
Hello, how are you?
Introduce yourself and tell us where you are.
I'm Trish Rodriguez. I live in New Jersey, right outside New York City. What else you want to
I
know?
love your hair.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to
so,
look a little different and simple.
so the video we just saw is talking about. We're talking about realistic views on dating in 2023, and that basically was summing up the patriarchy in 2023, where men are still expecting 1950s patriarchy in 2023, which is not, you know, it's not matching up. What do you?
They want the patriarchy. Oh, that's
Well, they want the full fledged benefits of like the 1950s version of the patriarchy
yeah,
in
but they ain't
2023.
bringing 1950s game. It's a no, boo. It's a no.
I mean, unless I could sit home, kick my feet up, do whatever, and he brings,
Tupperware.
you know what I'm saying? And he brings in all the money, sure, no problem.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not even. I've always said that I feel like I don't. I was born in the wrong era. To tell you the truth, I actually genuinely feel that. I feel like I belong in the 1950s and 60s. But here's the catch to that. Where I don't mind a man being the head of the household, you have to be more than just the words, boo.
Yes.
Like action. Go.
Yep.
And then you
Yep.
got to consider also the economics. I mean, the economics, the 1950s economics don't match 2023. So you have to have a two-person household these days.
And I
If you,
feel bad for some men, and more specifically some certain races of men, even because the women surpassed them. And it's not like we're here to keep you down there and, put, keep you where society is putting you, so to speak. But at the same token, you can't fault us for wanting more and going for it. And you are in delusional land.
and it's not even that we strive to do that ourselves, but they set the rules and told us that's what we had to do, or you know what I'm saying, like before us and our age. But they set the rules and said, okay, ladies, they thought that they were testing them and said, well, you're gonna have to get this and this and this before you can achieve this and this and this. So we achieved and went further. And now they're throwing fits and hissy fits all over the place, and they don't know how to act. So now they got these studies coming out since the pandemic, all these lonely men studies. Like, what do y'all think of that, honestly? Have y'all seen any of it, like the write ups and the op eds about these men lately since
No, I
the
haven't.
pandemic?
I haven't.
You
You know,
have? Okay.
do that.
I'll pull up a quick article, but yeah, tell me what y'all think about all that.
What
I
you
mean,
say?
rules are meant to be broken. That's what I would
And
say.
on top of that, your rules were one-sided. So don't be mad that now that the rules in which you men done set up in the entire world is starting to backfire in your face. And it's backfiring in more than one way. I don't really see the need for it to be a he and or she scenario. I think it needs to be an us scenario, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the picture that most people just don't get. I personally want a partner. Where my mom is like, no, let him do it all. Let him do it, whatever. I want a partner. I
Yep.
want it to be equal. I don't want him stressed as much as I don't want to be stressed. I want us to enjoy life together, not him working and I get to see him when he goes to sleep.
Or you're already asleep and then he comes in and then you get up,
Yeah.
you're gone when he
Seeing each other in
like,
passing, if
right,
that.
right, right.
Then it's not. If I need that, then I'm good where I'm at by myself. You know what I mean? Like,
Basically, yep.
Well, this article was written in
January.
uh, January of this year. Why so many men feel lonely today? Now, when this article came out, which this is a guy wrote the article, Nick Norman,
of course,
Men's Mental Health Matters. Okay, he's the one that wrote the article, but when it came out, all these men got into their feelings, and you know how sometimes people uh they listen to hear and not listen to
Understand.
understand. That, yeah, exactly that. So they're all in their feelings because they're reading to read and not reading to comprehend.
not just comprehend. How about we take some ownership of certain behaviors? Okay.
That too.
Why don't we take ownership of what we're putting out in the universe? You sit here and you want the world delivered to you on a gold and silver platter, and you want to give me pebbles. Pebbles, not a boulder, a pebble.
If that.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like, I need you to get out the clouds and I need you to put your feet back on the planet like I am. Like, let's get grounded together and then grow together. What people fail to realize is that, and I was one of them at one point, I can attest to that. Relationships, it's not about them lasting forever. It is about, in my opinion, who's worth the fight. Who do you want to do this and experience these things with? who is worth your time,
Mhm.
who is worth your patience, your sacrifice, your everything you're gonna give. And what us women are starting to realize is that half the men that we talking to ain't worth it. And
And
there's
we're not settling.
and
That
yeah,
that part.
and we're done settling. We're
That
done.
Yeah,
that part.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're not in the 1950s anymore.
And all the time, but we don't need you that bad no more. Before
Right.
we needed you, we couldn't have own things. We couldn't make our money. Dad near couldn't even walk down the street by ourselves.
So, so now it's a we want companionship, we want partnership, not a need.
On
Because
our
we're
own
working, we
terms.
have our we
But
can
there,
sustain for ourselves. So it's like I want to do this with you. That's better than oh, I need to. You don't want nobody clingy independent. You want
true,
somebody to be your partner, to walk with you, to do everything, you know? You don't want
true,
somebody that's dependent on you.
true.
And if that's what you want, then you
Find it.
yeah.
But here's the flip side of that. Now, us women need to realize that men are not genetically conditioned the way we are. There's going to be times where we're gonna have to stroke a needy ego, like where they want to feel needed. Well, honey, if you are of value to me, you're needed at that point. But you gotta get to being valuable.
Exactly. Like it is going to take some time to get there. You got to show, and you know what I mean, for us to be like, okay, and I could need you to take the garbage out. I could need you to do some manly stuff that I might have to do on my own any other time. You know what I mean? I could need you in that sense. You know what I mean? But
What
But
what
don't think
yeah,
my life ends with you.
exactly.
My life
Like
began without you. It will end without
yeah,
you.
like
So
no
don't
man is the be all
overstep.
end all.
Yeah, you're
No
not
man
my
is the be all
you're
end
not my
all
God.
in this life.
You're not my God. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
they are throwing fits about that too, and that's why with a lot of this new legislation where the reversal of Roe v. Wade, that was like the first thing, and then now they're trying to take away the marriage, where women can get out of marriages easier when if they are in a abusive relationship, no fault divorce. They're trying to take that away. They're trying to strip that away to force women back into what we were just talking about. Like women have made it where they don't need men because men again told them that's what they needed to do. Prove yourself, prove your worthiness. Women did that, went far and beyond. So now women are shining, and men are looking and being like, well, feeling left behind, according to that article that was written by a psychologist. Now they're trying to think of ways to put women back in their place, so to speak.
How about they don't put us in our place? How about you catch up, boo?
There you
Catch up.
go. There you
Now,
go.
I understand it now. I'm bringing race into this picture. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, but I am going in because
Hmm.
this is why you didn't want me on here.
Hmm.
Because, and I'm not saying all, because there are successful men in every race, every country, and that's wonderful. So, what sets, and I'm actually not going to bring in race, I'm going to make this point instead. What sets those people, those men who are overachieving, what's the disconnect that the underachievers can't seem to get up there? See, it's called owning your stuff, owning where you're at. I had to own the fact that I set myself up to go to college, and if I didn't get a good job, that's not the college's fault. You know, that's not, they supported me. They put a roof over my head, even though I paid for it. But you get my point. They were my support system. And if I didn't get that job after college, guess whose fault that is? Because I didn't go in hard enough. One thing my mom taught me from, I think, as a very young child, she said, you can't do what they do. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You can't do what they do.
Right.
We have to do it and be better at it 10 times more. We have to know 10 times more. We have to set the bar so that we just can't do what they do. This
Mm-mm.
world ain't set up for us like
No.
that. Point
No.
blank, period.
Yep.
So how did I get that message as a poor little black girl, single home, know daddy, didn't even know daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think my entire family raised me due to the fact that I was the only one in my entire family who didn't even know who their father was. Okay.
Mhm.
So when I say, how did I get here then?
Mhm.
Because they instill values in me that not only was just words to me as a young child, but things I implemented and got there. I didn't want to live in poverty anymore.
Mhm.
And I refused to ever go back there. You know what I mean? So, what is the divide? That's what they should be studying instead of, oh, I'm lonely. Idiot. No. How are these CEOs, how are these people, how are they getting to this level and you're still here? Because just what I hear, and even through the mouths of people I've dated, I'm just sitting there like, oh, wow. I don't hear ownership of your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is. If I'm not,
Accountability.
I'm
Accountability.
So when I mess up, I sit here like I'm talking to you guys and I reevaluate and get it together. If I need to
Yep.
cry it out, fine, I'll do it right here. But we evaluate and get it together. We can't
Yep.
sit here and have a pity party. That
Right.
article to me, thank you. It was very enlightening, very informative. I'm glad to see that you guys have some emotions because y'all walk around here like brick walls.
And by the way, I will post that link to that article in the description box so you listeners and viewers can read it later, the full article for yourself. Also, we are going to, I want the men, if there are any men out there listening and you have something that you would like to say, we have a voicemail link. Leave a voicemail or leave a comment, and we would like to have you on the show. So this is an inclusive conversation, and a conversation that needs to keep happening so we can figure things out here. Because at the moment it seems like we're all like this, like rams, just kind of butting heads. So we're trying to figure things out. And if y'all want to come on the show, you're very welcome. Finish, Trish and Chrissy. What were y'all saying?
I'm not team women.
Hmm.
This is not about feminism, it's not masculinity to me. It's about being human.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm starting to see, unfortunately, which is breaking my heart on both ends of the spectrum, but unfortunately, I haven't talked to women. I've talked to men,
Hmm.
and what I've seen was I don't see a human factor involved. We want to be shallow. We want to gloat about all the things we got, but what I'm failing to see is someone's soul. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've had the ability to almost marry a person who is a millionaire. I've had these opportunities, and I did not budge one bit because that's not what I'm looking for. I want a human.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I want a human.
Somebody that could go pitch a tent, not get a hotel once in a
I
while.
want a person who can uplift themselves, a person who won't succumb to all the things that they're afraid of. It's like, yes, we all have fear. You won't talk to me because I'm a black woman and you're of your race. You don't know what I will do. Stop assuming things.
Mm-hmm.
Stop conjuring things up in your head and just live. But learn to accept no if that is the response.
Hmm.
And on that point also, what they need to get out of their head, the ones of other races, is what you may have grown up learning from your parents and grandparents and things of that nature about other races. Because if you're not, like, we can use this for, if you're not black, you don't know how black people are. You know what I mean? So if your family is telling you about black people this, black people that, and you might have negative connotations in your thoughts, but then you're working with black people and you have some black friends, as you get older, you have to start realizing and change your thoughts. Like, okay, the people I'm around, they're not all like that. I need to get to expand your horizons, because that might be the person that you actually need, or that might be
Connect.
your partner,
You
that might be
connect
that
with.
soulmate there, because we have a lot of things in common with so many people. But especially us as black women that get the angry black women title, people steer clear. Other races will steer clear because of the angry black woman title. you know?
I'm gonna be honest with this. It's like it's almost laughable. Some of the things that you think even black women dude, it's like, what? In what world? In your head?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, like when you going back to the stereotypes is like, people would assume that's what I've talked about regular with you too about these shows. I don't like those shows. I don't like those housewife shows. I
Oh
don't like the
my
the
God,
the
it's the
the
worst.
twerking and all that stuff. I mean, if that's somebody's taste, I'm not hating on anybody for their taste. I personally don't like it for as a woman of color because people all over the world, just like you were saying, are looking at that and they're assuming that we are all like that and we are not. I
Not
don't
even.
I don't like that.
As you can see, I speak English.
Right? Exactly. And I'm a big cornball nerd. I'm a blur.
My thing is that I need the world to just be cautious.
Hmm.
This is the era, and it will continue to get worse if you let it where manipulation is at its peak. And you need to have a strong constitution out here.
and people don't have minds for them minds of their own. That's the problem. They do not have minds of their own. So what we're seeing now is the older generation, older than us, where they grew up with parents that had this negative thoughts and things of on black people, and then we turned around and we had a president, a man in charge that just reiterated it and brought it back to the surface. So people were starting to make up their own minds, having their own thoughts. Yes, of course, you're going to have people that still don't like us because of our skin tone, but you had people that we were cohabitating, we were getting along, interracial couples, you had all this mixing going on. And now the divide is becoming bigger than ever because of one person, and people don't have a mind of their own. Just when they started to get one, somebody reverted them back to what they learned as children. And that's what they know, that's what they learned, that's what they're familiar with. And they took it and ran with it. And now we have the whole fight again.
And the funny part is what you just said, Krista, is literally off of fear. That ain't no facts. When you say I believe what you've got to be careful. Like I have a lot of younger brothers and sisters and nephews, and the one thing that I constantly let them know, I don't care how old they are, you want to know, do your own research.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can listen to me and da 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 da, but if you really want to know, sit down, take the time, and actually really do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Get down to the essence of why America all of a sudden is so divided, because they're so afraid of certain races of people or certain things being taken from them. Like, it's shenanigans. If you get to the root of the problem is that sometimes people
Accountability.
just want something to believe, and they'll believe
And
anything.
everybody wants things handed to them.
Hmm.
They want things the easy route. They want things handed to them. Whereas all these other races are coming, foreigners are coming, and they're willing to jump in and do whatever. When you want it handed to you, they're fighting for it. You're not fighting for it. Now you have a problem. Now that, like you said, it's that fear of, now you got that FOMO, the fear of missing out now,
Hmm.
because you're losing out, because people are actually fighting and working hard and grit and all this other stuff to do something that you just thought was going to be handed to you, like you said, on the silver platter.
I don't know if you've heard recently, but the laws in certain states, from Florida all the way to New York, that have changed, and you could clearly see that America has its tail between its legs, and it's kind of funny because
The world is laughing at us.
and I'm laughing with them.
We are like we are
I
Bozo
am
the
too.
clown.
The
I
stupidest
am too.
thing. It's
We are
so
Bozo the
dumb.
clown to these people.
And the clowns are them. It's them that are wearing the mask, not us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
I actually I'm gonna say it like this. My ex-husband, who is like my best friend right now, he came in from Venezuela, and he told me that when he got to customs or whatever it is when you're coming into the country for the first time,
Okay.
that the agents at the borders were telling people, don't trust black people, and don't befriend them, and da 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 da. So I'm listening to his story, and then he goes a little couple of months in, and this couple, it was actually a white couple who was helping him and a couple of other immigrants who were trying to get on their feet when they entered the country. And then he was even among his own people at one point. I think there was another Spanish couple, another couple that was Spanish that was helping the people. And guess who was taking advantage of them the most? His own people, the white people. But yet he meets me and my family in open arms across the world. Even his family here was opened and brought into our family. So do you see the level of manipulation? And that's why I'm like,
And that's
this
why
is
they're
And
missing out on,
propaganda.
they're
And
missing
propaganda.
they are missing out on true gems. They are missing out on, I can't even think of what I've seen, but like when they talk about black women, especially, people are missing out when they don't give us a chance.
big time.
Period. Like
I've heard so
they
many
say, don't
foreign
toot your own
people
horn. I'm
say
gonna toot
that.
my own horn. Toot toot.
What-
Like, come
I've
on.
heard so many foreign people say that, like, especially there's like little sects of different Asian communities, and I've heard them say the same thing that you were saying that your ex-husband said. It's like we were what they were not the ones that were born here, but they were talking about their family when they immigrated over here. They were told similar things, and then that's another the reason why I refuse at this point. I refuse to watch anything made in America because a lot of those stereotypes that they put us in these boxes with the negative stereotypes, the angry black woman, the ghetto black woman, or the ratchet black people, or whatever. These people in other countries are looking at it, assuming we're like that. So I don't even watch it. I
Yes.
watch none of it.
So let's put it all to rest right now, especially for your wonderful viewers.
Okay, yes,
Let me tell you who I am.
yes,
Okay?
yes. Trish, tell us. Oh, don't you have any dating stories? We're supposed to be talking.
I'm gonna get there right after this one. But
Okay, okay.
let me paint the picture for all our international fans who think they got a one up and know us from Atlanta Housewives and all the shenanigans. Oh my God, the Detroit one is even worse.
Nope.
But meanwhile, the housewives are all the rich people.
First
The
of
house, but on these shows, these are the wealthy people. So you basing lower class people on wealthy people that got disposable money. Like,
that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Like the rich people are acting like that.
Yeah.
That's a percentage of everybody.
Small one.
Exactly, because I'm nowhere near their tax bracket.
We're not in the tax bracket.
But funny, even with their tax bracket, the level of shenanigans that I'm witnessing on TV from them is just as deplorable. So it ain't even about the money, it's about that.
But what I'm saying is, you basing ratchetness off of people that got money that they could just wipe their behind. They could wipe their behind with this money. Meanwhile, we sitting here, we picking up pennies that we found on the floor to collect. Like, stop playing.
But you want to judge me on that shenanigans.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you this. Like I said to you already, I come from a single parent home. I never really had a home. So, I mean, I live with family members, but I never had my own home. My mom did a fabulous job raising me, in my opinion. I was, according to American statistics and the census that I no longer fill out, I'm supposed to be Black female, poor, whole bunch of kids, don't know none of my baby daddies, shouldn't have an education, basically everything.
Government assistance, don't forget that.
Exactly what I'm not supposed to.
Wait, you're supposed to be getting government assistance for all your kids too. Yes.
That's right. I need your money.
Yes,
right.
You're supposed to be.
Let me tell you who Trisha Rodriguez is. Okay, I am even when I am mad, I'm smiling. Am I not? Like, I'll just be sitting there laughing at people. Whatever. I am the silliest person you'll ever probably meet on this planet, but the most loving, the most loyal. I have a college degree. I've got 2 of them, actually. I work for one of the most prestigious hospital networks in the entire world, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. And then on top of that, I have no children, but that is also by choice. You know what I mean? My mother is a realtor and also started a family business. So that whole poor thing out the window because we bust our butts to not be that. So I would say this, like Krista said, stop with the generational misinformation. Let's come to the 21st century, forget the 20th, the 21st century, and get on the bandwagon of learning things yourself. Stop listening to other people and the shenanigans. Because
And
at
I
the end of the day, if you fall for their okey doke, you're just as much as a silly individual as they are.
But not even that. Also, if we are being angry, why? We're not angry just because my sneakers got a scuff on it. I'm not sitting here in an uproar because of a
Oh
scuffed
my God, I
sneaker.
broke a nail.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not throwing a tizzy. I'm not turning She-Hulk because I broke the nail and I got a scuff on my sneaker. No, it's because of things that's happening, and the things that are happening is taking away our womanhood.
Taking our rights
Men,
away.
listen, say
Talking to
men
us.
making rules against our womanhood. I'm gonna bring this up because we have the men that are becoming women. Not a problem. I'm calling you a woman, but now you're trying to put me in a whole nother category, and you trying to change me and make me conform to your beliefs because you're trans. Like, and then on top of that, now we add our skin complexion in here, so we have our womanhood being attacked. So we gotta deal with that, and then we are always under attack because of our complexion. So
The
if we
same
are in an
complexion they're
uproar,
trying to be.
if we
They
are
are
in an uproar, if we
encroaching.
are angry Black women, it's because we are getting beat up and abused by the system
The
on
system that
on
idolizes
all
us. So
sides.
Right, right. They idolize us. It's like they're the ones that
Yeah.
paying for surgery that look like us. But
Yeah,
yet they tell us we're ugly, but they're paying to look like us. I don't
yeah.
get it.
Can I
But
just
we get
say,
beat up on all
please
sides
get
of
a
things.
decent Brazilian if you have to get a butt lift. Have it proportionate with your legs.
Yes, yes. Please, please.
And be careful out there. Not every doctor. I work for nothing but surgeons. Not every doctor is created equal. Do your research before you go out there and start trying to look like something else.
I mean,
Alien.
Because in a minute you're gonna miss out on the best part of the surgery, which is after and the recovery if you're not with us on this planet anymore. Like the shenanigans. Come on.
So the doctors that you work with, they do those. What is it? BBL.
I have all kinds of doctors. They're all
Okay.
metropolitan.
Okay, so you're working with the network, but yeah. So I personally, this is I'm just corny like that. I don't understand the BBL thing. I don't understand.
I don't understand it either, but I respect people
Right.
when they're trying to be a certain thing if you are in a right mindset. If you got some issues and you got to do this 20 times, no, we got a problem. But
Like
if it's like for health or if it's because you just are uncomfortable and want a little bit extra added secure, self-esteem, I don't have a problem with that. But don't go too far. And that's
Yeah.
the problem. Some people just
once they start, they can't stop.
So it gets addictive, like people get tattoos and
Some
stuff.
people. Some people. You
Some
have, like Trish was saying, you have the ones that are in the right mind frame where it's one and done or whatever, to
Or
get
few
what they're
and
looking
done.
for.
Like the whole freaking body.
Yeah.
Change
But I
the
mean, like
clothes, too.
they go, they have an idea, they know what they want to look like, they go get it done, and they're good with that, and they might have maintenance work done every so often after that. But then you have
Sounds
those,
like a car.
but that's what it
when
is.
you got implants, you gotta.
But that's what it is. Your body is a vehicle. You know what I mean? And when you get work done on it, when you get imported work done on it, you got to maintain it. That's what I'm saying. You got to maintain it.
This is why I'm not a nursing assistant at one of our cosmetology places because I'll be like, what? No, girl, leave it. Fine.
Yeah.
Sounds
But
like
I mean, then you have those people that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and they just keep going.
Now
because
me,
They're
self-harm.
never satisfied.
Self-improvement, that's self-harm.
Yeah.
That's you trying to cover up an issue on the surface instead of facing it head on. This goes all the way back to what? What's the key word here?
Therapy.
Accountability.
Right. Get some
The fact
therapy.
that we're all not perfect and just strive for perfection, there's nothing wrong with striving for it, but you've got to be in the right mindset.
Yep.
But when you strive for perfection, by whose standards? That's another question.
Very
By
true.
whose standards?
No, it has to be your own standards of what you consider, because I'm never gonna be perfect compared to whoever, you know what I mean? Like these millionaires think perfect is whatever. No, I won't be that. And
Right, that's what I'm saying,
you know what I
though.
mean?
Because you got to consider who set the standards of the beauty standards, which, of course, like all of us ladies, we don't go by those.
The
those
weak-minded
beauty
right. Go by
so
beauty standards, what
that's
they
why
see.
I was asking, like, by whose standards are you trying to strive?
By my happy standards.
Exactly. By my standards, what's
my
going to be
mental health and my happiness is the number one
Yep.
thing. And this is why, and this is going back to your question about dating.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I ask these questions, honey, I'm not just listening to your questions. I'm watching your body movement. I'm watching how you're responding to it. I used to ask these guys, oh my gosh, all the time. I'd be like, so where do you see yourself in, or 5 to 10 years? And this was like back in my 20s, because I just genuinely wanted to hear it. And wow, it was quite disappointing. I saw one guy was like, oh, I want this house, da 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 da. So I said something to him because it was all material. And I said, oh wow, you don't want much in life. Ooh, that shut him up dumb quick.
I have this. Hold that thought. I have a video that I want to play real quick. We got back on the subject of dating here.
Yesterday, TechCrunch posted this piece about how Tinder is going to launch a new membership this fall that costs $500 per month. That's because there's a market for daters who are willing to pay for quality matches and experiences that lead them to new relationships. Tinder made $475 million last quarter, not last year, last quarter. How much did you make? And how much of that went to dating apps? Are you still single? I'm not saying all this to be a cunt. I'm saying this because single people, how long are you going to participate in dating apps exploiting your hope for every dollar it's worth? There is a lot of money in extorting single people and giving them nothing. Do some people find partners on dating apps? Yeah, but not this many. Not 475 million per quarter many. Tell me the difference between a dating app and a slot machine in Vegas. And then tell me if you feel good about all the money you've ever lost in fucking Vegas. Dating apps are using single people's hope to make billions. That's all I have to say.
Let's take a chance.
No.
This is what you do every time you go out there and date, whether it's on the app or in person. Because
I am not paying to date nobody. I'm not paying to meet nobody. If I want to pay, I will go to a matchmaker. I will go to somebody who that is their job. I'm not going to use no online tool that goes by algorithms and analytics and this and the third. And I'm not using none of that. I am going to a person who watches me in person. I got to have a face-to-face meeting with them and tell them what I want. And they're going to give me questionnaires. The guy got to do the same thing. And then they're going to match me up. I am not going to be sitting here on no chart list because Tinder said this and that. No. Nope.
To the right.
I've been on those sites, but I've not paid for them. I have been on them and I use the free version because I am not paying to meet no man to disappoint me. Why do I want to pay for disappointment?
That's the thing. Is like that's a great question. Why do I want to pay for disappointment? I mean, you can get it for free.
Exactly.
Facebook, Instagram,
like I said, I've done all these different sites, but I've not paid because I'm not, upgrade and pay for this so you can see more matches and you can see messages. Now that one message I get through, or on my profile, I'll put my Instagram or something. So if y'all want to contact me, go to Instagram and then we go from there. No, I am not paying much. $500. People bugging. People
Right?
are bugging.
Right. Speaking of, if you have any disposable income, we are peer supported. And if you like our show or any of our content, if you like the ladies up here, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we have Cash App. I'll also have a description of the website that you can check out. Leave us a voicemail. We have voicemail. Leave us a question, comments, specifically for anybody on the panel, because this is a great show. We went over our time and it was so good. We got to do this again. Trish, you're been drafted. You have been drafted.
Hey, let's do it.
You have been drafted. So
Oh no! Speaking of dating, guess who just texted me? Lord.
Don't tell me who I asked about earlier.
You gotta share.
Yes, yo, no,
I
bloody.
I
lie.
called it.
You did.
Is that the one that you're going on Friday?
No.
Wait, to me or her?
No, you.
I'm answering for you. No.
Oh, was this the one that wanted to go Friday with you?
No, she's going out with somebody else on Sunday.
Oh, okay,
no.
okay.
Yeah, no.
I'll make it. I'm sleepy.
Oh, this is the one from the past that was causing these.
This is the trash from the past. Yes. Mm-hmm. Basura.
Unfortunately, this one I might have to take because I think he just got injured.
What?
And he just got injured.
And?
I'm like, did you call your brother?
No, wait. And? Is that your and?
Oh, okay. Well, with that, we are closing out tonight. Like I said, we have go to our GoFundMe, scan our GoFundMe cash QR code. We have a Cash App QR code. Use your phone to scan there, and you can use your phone to scan here. Buy me a coffee, and we appreciate you all for joining us
Did you put
tonight.
the merch?
Oh yes, let's look at some of the merch.
Link to the,
we have a merch shop. Hold on, and yeah, here we go. Coffee. Wake up and listen to our old shows to have a drink of coffee. And we have if you care about the environment, we have a washable bag. It's a nice little bag. And t-shirts. You can pick whatever color you want with the t-shirts. But I like the purple there.
Yeah.
So even for men, if you got I designed watch here that's it's unisex, but this looks more for a man there.
I like it.
And we even have a lamp. See the Her podcast lamp for our true fans, our regulars. I'm thinking of you all. So, like I said, we are peer supported, and every little bit helps.
Yes, if we brighten up your day, go and buy a lamp.
We help you get out of a bad situation like mine.
You said go buy.
Yeah, if we brightened up your day and we made you smile, go buy a lamp.
We just changed your wonderful perspective of Black women in dating. Go buy that lamp.
Exactly. Rewind the hands of time. Go buy that watch.
Thank you all. Thank you all. See you again.